Welcome back, everybody, to another edition of Sports Talk Live here at the Sun Media Group. And you might notice something a little bit different this time. You can see us.
Scary, isn't it?
I'm Justin Pelletier, and joined here as always by my co-hosts Randy Whitehouse and Cal Oakes here over to my left, to your right. And we're here to talk about the Class C State Championship football game between Winthrop and John Baptist. Winthrop getting there kind of like we expected them to. John Baptist getting there, maybe a little bit more of a surprise, guys. Start with the Ramblers.
I called John Baptist last week, let the record show. Now, the Ramblers on mud looked like they were on turf on Saturday afternoon for the first half. Things just went incredibly well for their offense. Even when Lisbon looked like they had the tackles made, you had Jake Steele or Riley Cobb or Joe Morey sidestepping the tackle and going long distance to the end zone. That one was over early. John Baptist had to work a little bit harder to win at Bucksport, avenge a regular season loss. So we got kind of a clash of areas, regions, and different schedules, but similar styles. Teams that want to do the same kind of thing on Saturday to be successful.
Looks like John Baptist has probably the most dynamic offense that Winthrop's going to face this year. Derek Smith, their quarterback, is a first-year starter, but he's really improved over the course of the season, playing his best football right now in the playoffs. Had 2 touchdowns against Bucksport the other day, so could be a challenge for that Winthrop defense that posted its 7th shutout the other day.
7 shutouts, and it could easily be 9 in a row. The other thing about the quarterback for Baptist, Derek Smith, is caught a touchdown pass in that game. The 2 that he didn't throw, he caught one. I don't know if they lined up in the Wildcat formation or some derivative of it, but they scored a touchdown in that manner as well.
Now, guys, we've seen Winthrop be so stingy on defense all season. Talk a little bit about why that is and why you think that's going to help them out this weekend.
Speed, and when all else fails, speed is what Winthrop kills you with. Has killed people with all season long. Speed is just such a dangerous factor. And you thought on a muddy field that it might be different, that it might not work out the same way, and yet it did. They were just making the tackles at the point of attack, making the stops at the point of attack. Lisbon wasn't getting any push downfield at all. 3 first downs in that game allowed by Winthrop, under 100 yards. John Baptist has its work cut out for itself on artificial turf against a team that's that quick defensively.
Yeah, getting to Cal's point about speed, Winthrop just cuts off the outside. I haven't seen a team that's gotten a significant gain on the outside rushing this year. They can go sideline to sideline as fast as anybody, and it's tough to get big gainers when you can't get past that first line of defenders, and that's where Winthrop is so tough.
And they've got such great athletes at linebacker. You think of Andrew Smithgall, you think of Jake Steele, and that's what's key. You can't get to the outside on them because they're cutting off wherever you go, and they're funneling everything to the middle where Smithgall pretty much reigns supreme.
And we talk so much about Winthrop's defense because they have pitched 7 shutouts this year. But you look at their offensive side of things, and they did put up 34 points against Lisbon, and they have been scoring points, and they've been doing it with a host of running backs. You stop one, you don't stop the other 2.
Well, it's just that, and I think most of us this year came into the season thinking that Winthrop was an aerial team, that they were going to do their damage through the air with Jordan Conant at quarterback. Jordan hasn't really had to throw the ball half as much as he did last year. One of the good things, if there is such a thing as a good thing with an injury like Jake Steele had last year, is that Winthrop had to use that backfield by committee with Morey, with Cobb, with Skylar Whaley. And now you bring Steele into that group. They're all back this year, plus him as a threat both as a receiver and as a kind of a scat back type. But he can also run over you, so he's not just the scat back type. It's an embarrassment of riches, really, for Winthrop.
Yeah, Steele adds a dimension of explosiveness out of the backfield, and he's such a fine receiver as well out there, and they still have that great group of receivers that they had last year when he went down. Zach Farrington and
Jason Raymond. And Smithgall.
Yeah, Tyler Smithgall. Andrew Smith.
Andrew.
I always get the brothers mixed up. But if they need to go to the air and down there on the turf in Fitzpatrick Stadium, they might find that to their liking if they have to. They have the speed there to take advantage of the turf down there as well.
Yeah, I think the guy you really got to watch for in the offense for Winthrop is Steele, because Steele was the one guy on Saturday that said, I really don't like this mud much. We were successful, but I would love to be able to set my feet and plant and go. He is so dangerous as a runner, as a receiver, as a returner. I mean, that's the guy. If John Baptist can contain him, maybe they got a shot, but otherwise, I don't see it.
That is the story here from the Sun Media Group, looking at the Class C State Championship game this Saturday at Fitzpatrick Stadium. We'll all be there. Hope you can come down and join us. Till next time, see you later.